So, let me ask you something. Have you ever walked into a coffee shop and felt unsure about what to say in English?
Yes, actually, I feel that way a lot, especially when there are many options on the menu.
Well, you're not alone, because coffee culture is a huge part of everyday conversation in English-speaking countries.
Really? I thought it was just about ordering a drink.
Actually, it's much more than that. It's about small talk, preferences, and how people connect over coffee.
That sounds interesting, but also a little challenging.
It can be, but once you learn the right phrases, you'll start to feel right at home in these situations.
So, learning this topic can help me sound more natural?
Exactly, because native speakers often talk about coffee in casual conversations, like, do you want to grab a coffee? Or, I need my morning coffee.
Oh, I've heard those expressions before.
Right, and understanding them helps you join the conversation instead of feeling lost.
That would definitely make me more confident.
And confidence is key, because when you're comfortable, your English becomes smoother and more natural.
So, today, we're not just learning vocabulary, but also how to communicate naturally?
Exactly. We're going to explore real conversations, common expressions, and how people actually talk about coffee in daily life. So, Sophia, let's start with a simple question. Do you usually drink coffee?
Yes, I do, actually. I drink coffee almost every day.
That's great, because coffee is not just a drink. It's a big part of daily life and social culture.
I've noticed that, especially in movies where people are always meeting at coffee shops.
Exactly. People often grab a coffee, not just for the drink, but to talk, relax, or even work.
So it's like a social activity, not just a habit.
Right. And when someone says, let's grab a coffee, they usually mean, let's meet and talk.
Oh, so it doesn't always mean they are focused on the coffee itself.
Exactly. It's more about the connection between people.
That's really interesting.
Now, imagine you walk into a coffee shop. What would you say first?
Maybe, hello? Can I get a coffee?
That's a good start. But usually people are more specific about what they want.
Right, because there are so many types of coffee.
Exactly. You might say, can I get a latte, please? Or, I'd like a cappuccino.
I see, so it's important to know the names of the drinks.
Yes, and also how to customize them, like saying with soy milk or no sugar.
Oh, I've heard people say things like extra shot.
That's right. An extra shot means more espresso, and it makes the coffee stronger.
That sounds useful if you need energy.
Exactly. Especially when people say, I need coffee to wake up.
Yes, I feel that way in the morning.
Now, after you order, the barista might ask for your name.
Yes, I've seen that before, but I wasn't sure why.
It's because they call your name when your drink is ready.
Oh, that makes sense.
So you might hear, order for Sophia, when your coffee is done.
That's a nice system.
Now, let's talk about sitting in a coffee shop.
Okay.
People often bring laptops and work there for hours.
Yes, I've seen that. It looks very relaxed.
Exactly. Coffee shops are often seen as a place to get some work done.
That sounds like a productive environment.
It is. And people also go there to meet friends and catch up.
Catch up means to talk about what has been happening, right?
Exactly. Like saying, let's meet for coffee and catch up.
I like that expression. It sounds very natural.
Now imagine you meet a friend at a coffee shop.
Okay.
You might say, hey, it's been a while. How have you been?
And the other person might say, I've been good, just busy with work.
Perfect. That's a very common response.
Then maybe they talk about their day or their plans.
Exactly. Coffee conversations are usually casual and relaxed.
That makes it easier to practice English.
Yes, because there's no pressure and you can speak naturally.
I think I would feel more comfortable in that setting.
That's the idea. It helps you break the ice in conversations.
Break the ice means to start a conversation, right?
Exactly. especially when meeting someone for the first time.
That's very useful.
Now, let's talk about preferences.
Okay.
People often say things like, I'm more of a latte person, or I prefer black coffee.
Oh, so it's a way to describe your taste.
Exactly. And it helps you express your personality.
That's interesting. I never thought about it that way.
Coffee choices can actually say a lot about someone.
Really?
Yes. For example, someone who drinks strong espresso might like bold flavors.
And someone who drinks sweet coffee might prefer something lighter.
Exactly. And talking about these preferences is very common.
I can see how this becomes a conversation topic.
Now, let's practice a short dialogue.
Okay, I'm ready.
I'll start. Do you want to grab a coffee later?
Sure, that sounds great. I could use a break.
Perfect. That's very natural.
It feels easy when I keep it simple.
Exactly. Simplicity helps you sound more natural.
I'm starting to feel more confident already.
That's great, because confidence is key in speaking.
Yes, I think practice really helps.
It does, and the more you practice, the more these expressions become automatic.
That's what I want, to speak without thinking too much.
And you will, as long as you keep practicing regularly.
All right, Sophia. Now that you're comfortable with basic coffee conversations, let's move into more advanced and natural situations.
Okay, I'm ready, but I feel like this might be a bit more challenging.
That's a good sign, because stepping outside your comfort zone helps you level up your English.
I like that expression. It sounds motivating.
Great. Now, imagine you're in a busy coffee shop and there's a long line.
Oh, I've experienced that before. It can feel stressful.
Exactly. And in that situation, people often say things like, wow, this place is really packed.
Packed means very crowded, right?
Yes. And you could also say, it's always busy around this time.
That sounds very natural.
Now, when you finally get to the counter, the barista might say, what can I get started for you?
Oh, that sounds different from what do you want?
Exactly. It's more polite and professional.
So I should be ready to answer quickly.
Right. And you can respond smoothly by saying, I'll go with a medium latte.
I'll go with. Sounds very natural.
Yes. It's a great phrase to use when making choices.
I think I can start using that in other situations too.
Absolutely. It's very flexible.
What if I'm not sure what to order?
Good question. You can ask, what do you recommend?
That's simple and polite.
Or you could say, I'm in the mood for something sweet.
Oh, I like that. It sounds very natural.
Yes. Saying, I'm in the mood for helps you express what you feel like having. That's really useful. Now, let's move to another situation. Meeting a friend who is already at the coffee shop.
Okay.
You might say, sorry I'm late. Traffic was crazy.
That's something I would definitely say. And your friend might reply, no worries, I just got here. No worries means it's okay, right? Exactly. It's a very relaxed and friendly expression. I hear that a lot in conversations. Now, imagine you're deciding what to order together.
You could say, I think I'll stick with my usual.
That means something you always order, right?
Yes, your regular choice.
That's a very natural phrase.
Or you might say, I feel like trying something new today.
That shows a different mood.
Exactly. And these small phrases help you sound more expressive.
I can see how that makes conversations more interesting.
Now, let's talk about commenting on the coffee itself.
Okay.
You might say, this coffee is a bit too strong for me.
Or maybe it's a little too bitter.
Perfect.
Those are great examples. What if I really like it?
Then you can say, this is just what I needed.
That sounds very natural.
Or, this hits the spot.
Oh, I've heard that before.
Yes, it means something is exactly right and satisfying.
I love that expression.
Now, let's move into a slightly deeper conversation.
All right.
People often use coffee time to talk about life, work, or plans.
That makes sense. It's a relaxed environment.
Exactly. So someone might say, I've been really busy lately. Barely have time to relax.
And the other person might respond, yeah, I know what you mean. Perfect. That shows understanding and connection. It feels like a natural flow.
Yes, and phrases like that help you keep the conversation going.
I see. It's not just about speaking, but also reacting.
Exactly. Communication is a two-way process.
That's a good point.
Now, imagine you want to leave the coffee shop.
Okay,
You might say, I should get going. I have a few things to take care of.
that sounds very polite.
Or, I've got to run, but this was great.
I like that. It sounds friendly and natural.
Yes, it helps you end the conversation smoothly.
That's important too.
Finally, you might add, let's do this again sometime.
That's a nice way to keep the connection.
Exactly, and it shows you enjoyed the time together.
I feel like I'm learning real-life English now.
You are, and that's what makes this practice so powerful.
I'm starting to feel more comfortable with these conversations.
That's great, because comfort leads to confidence.
And confidence helps me speak more naturally.
Exactly. You're starting to put it all together.
All right, Sophia, let's break down 5 powerful phrases from our coffee conversation so you can start using them confidently.
Yes, that would really help me remember them.
Great. Let's start with the first one. Grab a coffee. This doesn't just mean drinking coffee, it actually means meeting someone casually to talk or spend time together. For example, you can say, hey, do you want to grab a coffee later?
Oh, so it's more about the social connection.
Exactly. Now, the second phrase, I'll go with. This is a very natural way to make a choice, especially when ordering food or drinks. For example, I'll go with a cappuccino.
That sounds much smoother than just saying the item.
Right.
Now, the third one, catch up. This means talking with someone to share updates after some time apart. For example, let's meet and catch up.
I really like that one. It feels very natural.
Good. Now, the fourth phrase, hit the spot. This means something is exactly what you needed and feels satisfying. For example, this coffee really hits the spot.
That's a great expression.
Finally, the fifth phrase, get going. This means to leave or start moving, often used politely in conversations. For example, I should get going. I have work to do.
These phrases make conversations sound so natural.
Exactly. And the more you use them, the more fluent you'll sound.
I feel much more confident now.
That's what we want. And now it's your turn to practice. Speak out loud, repeat these phrases daily, and use them in real conversations whenever you can.
I will definitely start doing that.
And if you want to keep improving your English step by step, make sure to subscribe to Mr. ProSpeak for daily shadowing lessons.
Yes, don't forget to subscribe and keep practicing every day.
Keep going, stay consistent, and I'll see you in the next lesson.